Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 6 to 10 of chapter 3. Karmendriyani sanyamya,
Karmendriyani sanyamya,
ya aste manasa smaran,
ya aste manasa smaran,
indriyartan vimudhatma,
indriyartan vimudhatma,
mithyachara sa uchyate,
mithyachara sa uchyate,
yastvindriyani manasa,
yastvindriyani manasa,
niyamyarabhaterjuna,
niyamyarabhaterjuna,
karmendriyai karmayogam,
कर्मेन्द्रियै कर्मयोगम्
asaktah savishishyate,
असक्तः स विशिष्यते,
niyatam kuru karmatvam,
नियतं कुरु कर्मत्वम्,
कर्मज्यायो ह्यकर्मणः,
कर्मज्यायो ह्यकर्मणः,
शरीरयात्रापि च ते,
शरीरयात्रापि च ते,
न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः,
न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः,
यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र,
यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र,
Lokoyam karma bandhanaha.
लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः
Tadartham karma kaunteya.
तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय
Mukta sangha samachara.
मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर
Saha yajna praja srishtva.
सह यज्ञा प्रजा सृष्ट्वा
Purovacha prajapatihi.
पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः
Anena prasavishyadvam.
अनेन प्रसविष्यद्वम्
Yeshavostvishta kamadhuk.
येषवोऽस्विष्टकामधुक्
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So in the last session, we were seeing this particular comparison between karma and akarma. Now, as I was telling you, as the meaning of akarma changes, the meaning of karma will also change. So fundamentally, what he is establishing is that karma is superior to akarma. Jayah means superior in comparison. So when he says, indeed action is superior to inaction, he has already said you should choose action, niyatam karma. Now he is giving you the reasons. So the moment we talk of what is superior, what is better, jayah means that which is better. Now, what is the message which he is trying to give? Always choose that which is superior or higher. That which is better. Now, this is a beautiful principle which he is giving all of us. We can practice that in our lives. In any given situation, the mind has the tendency to compromise. See, when you are seeking something in life, you are unable to seek it in a free-flown way. There are always various blocks and created by your own conditioning only, mental conditioning, which does not allow you to choose the higher. So you have akarma on one side, you have karma on the other side. It's an application of this principle only. When he says karma is superior to akarma, so therefore choose karma. So what is the root principle of that? Every moment of your life you are faced with a choice. Should I choose this or should I choose that? Now, how will you decide what to choose? You will have to see which is higher, which is better. Now, one thing may be higher for one person, it may be lower for another person. We are not getting into those specifics because that will change according to one's nature and situation and all that. But here, what we are seeing is that at any given point of time, choose whatever is better. Means that which will give you more benefits, that which is good for you in the long run. This is a small habit which you should develop, which you should master as a sadhak. This is a very effective tip, a principle which you can use to better your decisions. When it comes to decision making, you're not sure, should I take this up or should I take that? Now, the best is to weigh the pros and cons. Which one is higher? Which one will elevate you? Which one will give you more benefits? And then choose that. Whereas the mind will want to choose the lower, because that which is lower does not require so much of effort when compared to the corresponding higher. For example, if you want to laze around, let's say you don't want to do your morning kriyas or the exercises, you just want to laze in your bed. Now here is a choice. On one hand, you get up and do the yogic kriyas. On the other hand, you just sleep it off. Now between these two, how do you determine which is higher, which is lower? When we talk of the happiness, the first criteria is what will give you happiness. Now, a tamasic person will say, sleeping off gives me happiness. Which is also true for him. If he sleeps off, he'll feel very comfortable and happy. A drug addict will say, drugs are giving me happiness. So, what they are saying is, see, happiness in the long run, this is the first criteria. To decide which is superior, which is lower, which is higher, which is lower. Long-term happiness. So if you laze around and keep sleeping, will that give you long-term happiness? You ask yourself. When you get up and when you do your yogic kriyas, when you overcome that tamas, it may be a little difficult initially, but don't you think it will give you long-term happiness? So whatever gives you long-term happiness, when you have two things, what gives you long-term happiness is always the higher. Whatever gives you short-term happiness, that is the lower, when there is a comparison. This is number one. Number two, what the masters are saying is that which gives you long-term benefits, that which is good for you. The word is called hitam. Hitam in the Sanskritam language means that which is good, which is beneficial. Now, again, we'll apply that in this specific case. I'm taking the simple example through which you can easily understand the principle. Between lazing around and doing the yogic kriyas, which will give you benefits? Which will give you long-term benefits? So if you just sleep it off, it gives you that immediate, we can't call it benefit, it's just a kind of an immediate comfort. But when you break that comfort zone and when you build the discipline in your life, now that will give you true benefits. It will benefit you so much. So number one, that which will give you happiness in the true sense, long-term happiness. Number two, that which will be beneficial to you, that which is good to you in the long run. And it is not only the happiness and benefits, see, those are effects. When it comes to the action level, whenever something is going to give you long-term benefits, you will have to put in more efforts there. This is the general rule of life. When something is lower, it's not going to be so beneficial to you in the long run. You don't need to put so much of effort in that area. Again, let's take the same example. Sleeping off is easy. Lazing around is easy. But overcoming that laziness, waking up, building the discipline, all these requires you to put more effort. For everything in life, you need to pay a price. According to the price which you pay, you will get results. This is an essential aspect of the law of karma. If you want to buy a car, there will be a price for that car. Now, I am not getting into which car is better and all. That's not our point here. The point here is, if you pay an X amount of money, you will get a certain brand of car. Now, if you want some other brand, you may have to pay more. If you are unwilling to pay that much amount, then you cannot get that car. It is the same thing in life. As you move further and further high, how do you develop spiritually? How do you get the long-term benefits of this wisdom? By applying this rule and practicing this principle. That is, wherever you require to put more efforts, generally speaking, that will give you long-term benefits. Because if we just merely stop with happiness and benefits, those are all going to come later. So you may make a mistake in your decision. But here, at the action level, in the present itself, we can decide. In case you are confused about the first two, find out, am I taking the easy way out in life, or am I putting an effort to come out of the comfort zone? Is there a little effort involved? So that will start giving you more clarity in life. So in every aspect of life, you can follow this principle. Always choose the higher, that which is better. And in life, every moment you have to choose only. That is the very life of a human being. For an animal, this problem is not there. If you keep let's say your favorite dish, and then if you keep a bone in front of a dog, now the dog will immediately go to the bone, because that is how it is designed. There is no big choice for the dog. It's true with all the creatures. Whereas it is only the human being who has this choice. And since you have this choice, he is saying, choose that which is better for you. He is using the word jayaha. Jayaha is a beautiful word. That one word actually gives you this principle of choice and how you need to choose. So a yogi is one who always chooses things based on these three factors only. What will give me long-term happiness? Number one. What will give me long-term benefits? What is good for me in the long run? This is number two. And number three, am I taking the easy way out, or am I willing to put in efforts? which path should I take now? Usually it is the path of effort, the work, which will fetch you long-term benefits. So if you apply these three criteria in your decision making, then whatever you decide will start enriching your life, because you will keep on choosing the higher. The fact that you are listening to this itself means unconsciously you have practiced this only. Why are you listening to these Sunday sessions? Right now, why are you attending this? You may not know that you are practicing this principle, but if you think about it, unconsciously you have practiced this principle only. Why Sunday is a holiday, you can sleep it off, you can laze around, you can do so many things. No? You can watch TV, you can watch news, so many things you can do. No, you have said no to all that, and you said, let me now invest my time in gaining this ancient wisdom. That is a choice which you have made. Why? Because you know that this will give you more happiness in the long run. You know that this is good for you, and there is a little more effort involved in this. The other activities also will give you pleasure, but when you weigh the pros and cons, this is higher. Therefore, you have chosen this. We just now completed the 22-day Finding Rhythm in Life empowerment course. Why did you choose to do that course? Because that is higher. The same 22 days you could have done so many things, no? In the same time. But you said, no, let me take a break from those things just for those 2 hours every day, and let me invest it here. Why did you take that decision? Because that is higher. And how are you saying that is higher? These three factors: long-term happiness, long-term benefits, that which is good for you, and that involves a little more effort, and you're willing to put that effort. That is the key. So when it comes to anything which is lower, relatively it will be easy. You don't require any discipline. Even at the emotional level, you think about it. Supposing somebody is behaving in a way that can be a source of irritation for you. Now, irrespective of whether what that person is doing is right or wrong, if you are going to get irritated, now you will only be stressed. But all that is later. The immediate reaction can be one of irritation. The other reaction is, okay, that person is behaving like this. Now, what is the point in my getting irritated? Why should I lose my peace of mind? So let me choose happiness. Let me choose to be calm, or let me just laugh it off. That person is acting in a funny way. Now, why should I unnecessarily get irritated about it? One Siddha in the Himalayas, he used to say this. He was always composed, and he used to handle things in a very calm way. And if somebody comes and if somebody is rude to him also, he will just smile, or sometimes he will laugh also. Not artificially, please don't practice this artificially, but people used to admire his composure. So one day he was asked, how is it that you are able to be calm in spite of seeing all sorts of behavior from people in any situation? He said, very simple, I just follow this principle. That is, whenever something goes wrong, It may be in terms of finance, it may be in terms of that particular situation, or it may be in terms of a person being rude, whatever it is. Now, the first thing is the mind will get irritated. Instead of that, I immediately take it as a joke. It is a joke which nature is playing on me. So I asked this question, how funny, he said. Which means if you go to him and if you directly insult him, if you say, sir, I feel you are a fool, or you are to, his thought process is, how funny this person is saying this. Now, he said initially it was tough for him because his guru had given him this practice. He found it very difficult because it is easy to get irritated. If you see again these three criteria, if you get irritated, now that is going to give you long-term stress. Long-term happiness also will not be there. Long-term agitations. Is it good for you in the long run? No, it can spoil your health also. And what is the effort you need to put in order to get irritated or stressed? Nothing. The other side, if I am able to keep my mind calm and composed, will it give me long-term happiness? Yes. Will it give me benefits? Yes. In the long run. Does that require a lot of effort? Of course, yes. That is a sadhana. So he practiced that. So how funny. Now after a while, that became a habit for him. See, he used to do this internally. Now don't foolishly practice it externally and irritate. See, another person may be very irritated already. Now if you go and say how funny to that person, that person will get more angry. So please understand the principle and apply it rightly in your life. This is a sadhana which he gave to calm one's mind internally. How you view a situation. When something goes wrong, how do we view it and how do we react to it? We are not talking of the external response, but the internal reaction here. Externally, sometimes if you have to correct it, you have to respond in a particular way, even in a stern way sometimes, it doesn't matter. But internally, have you lost your composure or not? That is the question. I'm giving you these various examples so that you grasp the principle in a deeper way. You can practice that. How funny to yourself. Actually, if you practice that, all your stress will go away after a while. What is that person telling about me? Why did that person behave in this way? So many things, you're losing your peace of mind. All that will go away. When the moment you see it as a comedy movie. When a joke is cracked on another person, you laugh. But when the same joke is cracked on you, you become very serious and you get affected. Why? A joke is a joke only, no? There's no objectivity there. So even when it comes to a joke, where there is a seriousness or involvement, you react negatively. So like this, you take all these principles. In this verse, so many principles have been given. In the previous verse, more, some principles were given. Like this, every verse and the coming verses also, so many principles will be given. Every aspect of this wisdom tries to take you towards the higher only. That is why we call this as the higher wisdom. That wisdom which pulls you towards the higher. So in life, don't take the easy way out and compromise. Then what you will get in life will be very less. See, everybody wants the benefits, higher benefits, but they don't want to pay the price. They don't want to put the required effort. why does a person feel jealous? When another person has something which he does not have, then only he feels jealous. But now you should ask, okay, that person is having a lot of things which I am not having. Let's say that person is more successful. What kind of effort has he put in? What kind of effort have you put in? Generally, it is not good to compare with others, but if the jealousy is there, if you analyze it this way, immediately all the jealousy will go away. So this is the first step in Karma Yoga. Between the lower and higher, choose the higher. Choose that which is better, that which is superior, jayah. Now, when you keep developing this habit at the external level, at the physical level, habits, what kind of habits do you have? See, to wake up in the morning and have a refreshing bath, all these things give you so much of happiness and benefits in the long run. But you wake up in the morning, you have a bath in the afternoon. Some people do all this. Now, that is a tamasic way of life. But that doesn't require any big effort. So when it comes to habits, what are the kind of habits you're choosing? When it comes to food, what kind of food are you choosing? To stick to homemade food. On an average, I'm not saying 100% you should only eat homemade food, never outside food. This is not what I'm saying. But on an average, let's say 80% of the time, if you stick to homemade food and the ingredients are good, then you can maintain your health in a good way. But that requires a certain amount of discipline. Whereas when it comes to simply ordering from fast food, this, that, and now what discipline does it require? Nothing. If you want to create wealth, if you want to save wealth, now there is a certain amount of discipline. You will have to keep your desires well under your income. But just to be a spendthrift, now is there any effort? Nothing. Like this, you can apply this principle in all areas, external objects, personal habits, you're at the physical level. Then you will go to a little more depth. At the emotional level, what are the emotions which are higher? What are the emotions which are lower? How do you determine that? Have you ever thought about it? Why is being bold better than being fearful? Why do we say certain emotions are negative, certain emotions are positive, lower, higher? Again, these three criteria. That which gives you long-term happiness, long-term benefits, where you need to put in more effort, that is the higher. So when you practice it at the gross level first, then you will be in a position to practice it with subtler things like emotions. Then when you keep on advancing, you will be able to practice it at the level of thoughts also. What are the kind of thoughts you should entertain? See, today you will not be able to apply it at that level because the thoughts are not under your control. The thoughts are coming on their own because you have not exercised and grown with this power of choice. But as you do your sadhana properly, a yogi has this capacity to choose the thoughts. First is a thought, then only it becomes a flow of thoughts and it becomes an emotion and all that, right? So at the thought level itself, a yogi decides. Actually, what the yogis say is that an average human mind entertains around 64,000 thoughts in a day. Mind-boggling number when you think about it. We are not aware at all. Out of those 64,000 thoughts, how many thoughts are you aware of? It's just happening at a very fast pace, Out of those 64,000 thoughts, how many thoughts are actually productive? It's very interesting. Now, a yogi gets the capacity to see that 5-10% are only productive. Remaining are all unproductive thoughts. So he just simply discards all that. Whatever is required there, that alone he entertains. Those thoughts which are required for him to fulfill his duties in life. More than that, he is not going to sit and worry about what will happen in the future. So many kinds of thoughts keep coming. What is happening in the neighbor's house? What is he having? What is she having? All these things are unnecessary thoughts. What is happening in the other part of the world? Some people now think about that and they get disturbed. You're never going to visit that part of the world, but your mind will get so disturbed. So thus, if you see, the major portion of your thoughts are actually depleting your energy because they are unnecessary thoughts. They are harming you. They are not giving you peace of mind. But you are unable to leave it. Why? Because it's a very subtle exercise. This principle to be applied at the thought level is a very advanced stage of spiritual development. But it's possible. So a yogi conserves his energy. 90%, 95%, or even more, I would say 98% of those thoughts are not required. He just keeps his mind in a peaceful state, meditative state. Wherever it's required, the 2% or so, there he generates the thoughts. I'm carefully using the word he generates the thoughts, because that may be new to you. What do you mean, sir? Thoughts are coming on their own. Yes, because you have not really gained self-mastery. This principle which he is giving of Jayaha is a very, very powerful principle using which you can gain complete self-mastery. You can master your external situations, you can master your habits, you can master your reactions, you can master your emotions, and you can master your thoughts also. He is using that principle in one case, that is, always choose karma over akarma. There also we saw, if you take akarma to be inaction, what is higher? Action. Again, 3 criteria: long-term happiness, benefit, effort. Which is easier? To be inactive. Where do you need to put more effort? To do the right action. Then the next one, if you take akarma to be improper action, then doing proper action is karma. Again, take these 3 criteria: happiness, benefit and effort. It will fit in. If you take akarma to mean inefficient and ineffective action, then what is karma? Acting in a very efficient way. So which is higher? Karma. And then the 4th one I gave you last week. Akarma means sin. That which causes harm to you, the consequence, Any action which brings about negative consequences, that is akarma. So if you take akarma to be sin, then what is karma? Virtue. So instead of choosing sin, you choose virtue. So he has beautifully applied this principle of Jayaha with respect to karma and akarma. Now, directly we are seeing the application. Apart from that, through that, I'm also taking you to the principle. That is a yogic approach. No, we go to the principle, because the moment you get hold of one principle behind the application, now it will be amazing for you, because that principle can be applied in so many other areas also. So the benefits which you will gain will be immense. See, even when it comes to breathing, shallow breathing is the lower. Deep, relaxed breathing is the higher. How do we say that? The deep, relaxed breathing, will it give you long-term happiness? Yes. Will it give you long-term benefits? Yes. Shallow breathing, will it give you long-term benefits? No. It will spoil your health. Will it give you real happiness? No. When you're stressed, you do shallow breathing, and that shallow breathing further increases the stress. It's like a cycle. Where do you require to put in more effort with respect to shallow breathing or deep breathing? It is with respect to deep breathing. So that's why the yogi said, even when it comes to breath, choose the higher. See, this principle should be so much ingrained within you that any choice you make, you should see these three criteria and choose the higher. Initially, it may be a little difficult. Oh, sir, small things also I have to see the three things. That you can do it for practice. But once you gain a hang of this principle, then you don't need to spend so much time in the analysis. You yourself will get the clarity. This is what is beneficial to me. So let me do this. Should I marry this person or not? Many youngsters, they ask help. They seek guidance. Sir, I like this person very much, but I'm not sure whether I have to marry that person. How will you decide? These three criteria: long-term happiness, long-term benefits, and where there, a little bit of effort is involved. You can apply it in your business, you can apply it in your relationships, everywhere you can apply this. So, indeed, karma jayah hi akar, the he is indeed, I already said that, karma jayah akarmanah. Jayo, it's a sandhi actually. So, jayah means that which is superior. So if you keep building this habit as a sadhak to always choose the higher, now here the choice is between which is better, lower or higher. You choose that which is better. One day you will become prepared to choose that which is beyond the lower and higher, that is the highest, the infinite. We start off with that which is better, but then finally you will be in a position to choose the best, which is God or infinite. Today, if I ask you to choose the best, God, now you may verbally say, oh, God is everything to me and all. But is your mind saying that? Is your subconscious mind saying that? You have more value for so many other things. So your verbal statement actually means nothing. So you have the lower, you have the higher, and then you have something which is beyond the good and bad, which is beyond the higher and lower, which is the highest. That is the infinite. That is your true goal. So karma yoga, this aspect of karma yoga, when practiced properly, that will build that habit within you And as you keep on building that habit of choosing the higher, one day in your deep sadhana, in your higher meditation, the Guru Shakti will guide you and you will be able to decide, yes, what is the highest experience which I can gain? I choose that. And the moment you choose God or that infinite with full bhavana, without any factor disturbing it, physical, emotional, intellectual, no factor, no distraction. When you choose that, at that moment you will get it. You will become enlightened. That's why in the 18th chapter he says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Relinquish all your dharmas and you take refuge in me. Me means the higher self, the infinite. But to do that is not a joke. Many people just quote that verse just like that. Just relinquish all the dharmas and take refuge. All that is poetry, fine. But are you able to do it in the true sense of the term? No. Then how do you get to that state? It is by applying this principle first at the relative level. Choose the higher. Keep on choosing. See, this is a beautiful practice given to a sadhak to exercise, that is to utilize the gift of the power of choice which has been given to him or her in a right way. Otherwise, if you keep on choosing the lower, then where is the growth? You will not put that extra effort. You are never going to grow. And whenever you choose the higher, as I told you, it's the effort is involved, which means that pain will be there initially. Because the natural tendency, the weakness of the mind is to go towards the lower. Now you are curbing that and saying, no, let me choose this. There will be that pain. But if you go through with that, your whole life will be so wonderful. A yogi is one who has made his life so peaceful, so happy, so cheerful. Every minute is a great, he is having a great time internally. How? Because of his choices. As Shakespeare said, to be or not to be, that is the question. It's a choice which he's talking about in the Hamlet. A play called Hamlet, he said that. Very famous, everybody knows that. Whether people understand it or not, they say to be or not to be, that is the question they say. But again from there, take the principle. The principle is this. So, when you are not acting, if you are lazing around, action is better. If you are acting, it is better to act in a proper way than in an improper way. It is better to act in an efficient way than an inefficient way. It is better to act in a virtuous way than in a sinful way. What an amazing principle he is giving. Karma jayo hi karmanah, akarmanah. Indeed, action is superior to inaction. So don't get caught up with merely the words and phrases. Always get to the principle. So this is one thing. If you take it, if you look at it in a different way, what is he basically trying to say here? I've always told there are these three gunas. First is tamas, inaction, laziness. Then is rajas, which is action, but stressful action, all that is rajas. Then sattva, which is calmness, composure. Now basically what he's trying to say here is, rajas is better than tamas. First rule. Second rule is, sattva is better than rajas. I am mentioning this also to you because he will be dealing with this in this chapter as we go along further. So all these points, the side points which I am giving you here and there, even though they are not directly mentioned in this verse, they are all meant to help you understand the coming verses more in a more easy way. So this is a simple thing. Rajas is better than tamas. Sattva is better than rajas. So between tamas and rajas, if you have to choose one, choose rajas. Choose to be rajasic, not tamasic. But then, are you to stop with that? No. Then the comparison comes again. Between rajas and sattva, what should you choose? Choose sattva. Because sattva is greater than rajas. Of course, there is a third level between sattva and trans sattva, which is the state of turiya, the state of enlightenment. What should you choose? Choose that. That is applicable only at the final stage. You cannot apply that now. You cannot go beyond the three gunas straight away. First, you need to convert your tamas to rajas and then rajas to sattva. Then only you will be able to choose that which is beyond the three gunas. So this entire karma yoga prepares you so beautifully, takes you in this path, keeps on elevating you till you reach the highest. This is the path from the lower, that is the lowest, to the highest. Step by step you keep going. So karma jayah akarmanaha. Action is superior to inaction. In the last few sessions, I was explaining to you the karma with respect to akarma. Now, today I have given you the significance of this word, jayah. How do you take it up and apply it in your life? So it's a slightly different way of looking at it, but it's a very, very powerful and useful principle to increase the quality of your experiences, the quality of your decisions. Because remember, your life depends on the kind of choices you make. If your choices are bad, your life will be bad. If your choices are good, your life will be good. So that's why this is one of the inputs. There are so many other inputs also, but this is a very important input to decide. And the moment we talk of jayah, we are not talking of absolute highest. It is always comparison. So the first level, this will be lower, this will be higher. Rajas will be higher than tamas. But as you move up further, then sattva will be higher and rajas will be lower. So that is the dynamics. It will keep on changing. And you should be flexible enough to embrace that change. Only then you can grow. If you're stiff, if you're too orthodox in your views, you will not be able to grow. Now, having said that karma is superior to akarma, the next thing which he says, very, very interesting, sharira yatra api, means sharira yatra means we have translated as maintenance of the body. That is a little translation, but there is much more to it. Api means even. Even sharira yatra na prasidyet akarmanah. Even the maintenance of your body na prasidyet means is not possible. You will not be successful even in maintaining your body without action. If you choose the lower, here akarma versus karma, if you choose akarma, even the maintenance of your body is not possible. Very, very interesting. So when he talks of this maintenance of the body, he uses the word api. Api means even. See, he is coming down further. He is going to explain a little more. The first line is that do niyatam karma, direct instruction. The next line is that karma is better than akarma. So that there is a comparison and you gain a lot of inputs. Now, he is giving you a further application of this principle, and he says, if you take your physical body, you need to maintain it. See, anything in life requires maintenance. Now, even that maintenance of your physical body is not possible if you choose akarma, he says. So, he is further coming down and giving a very, very practical example. See, when it comes to maintenance of the body, that is a very gross example, a very practical example he is giving, which anyone can relate to. I am sure anyone will agree to this, that maintenance of the physical body is very important, because the body is only the vehicle which you are using to experience your life. If your body is not in good condition, you may have the best of things in life. What is the use? So health wise, it is the most important thing. That's why one thinker said, no, health is wealth. All these things. Nobody will have any opposite view to this, that maintenance of body is the most important thing. So he picks up such a gross example, a practical example. He has brought down the level by applying this principle at the basic level, and he says, even if you want to maintain the body, you need to act, Arjuna. Arjuna means, here he is not saying Arjuna, but he is talking to Arjuna, no? But the message is for the entire humanity. So even your basic maintenance of the body is possible only if you get into action. If you are in the state of akarma, this is not possible, he says. So what does this show? A master can deal with the highest level in a very easy way. He can also deal with the lowest level with utmost ease. He is comfortable anywhere. He can philosophize at any level. It's very interesting. A master is not one who keeps on philosophizing at his level. Then nobody will be able to understand that. It doesn't require to philosophize. Supposing, we talk only from that infinite level, then there's nothing to discuss, because this whole world is Maya, it's an illusion. A true master experiences that. A master experiences the infinite principle, and he can clearly see that this whole thing is like a dream, including the physical body, everything. That is his experience. But if he keeps on talking only from that level, nobody will be able to receive it. Then when he meets a person who is at one level below that, he gives a philosophy pertaining to that. Then when he meets a person who is at one level below that, philosophy at that level. Further, lower level, he gives a philosophy. So a master, a true master is is able to philosophize at any level. This is his unique capacity. You should also learn to do that. See, generally when you learn these principles, irrespective of from where the other person is coming, you just talk what inspires you, or generally you don't practice. Your emphasis is simply you just shoot off, So whatever you have read or whatever you have heard. But a master doesn't do that. He always operates from the other person's frequency. Whatever level you are in today, he philosophizes at that level and takes you to the next level. See, it's very interesting. Krishna gives the entire the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Now, when he went as a peacemaker to Duryodhana, see, the battle is between the Pandavas and Kauravas, and they had decided that war has to take place. Because Duryodhana refused to give the Pandavas whatever was due to them. So, whatever is due to you, you need to fight for it if there is injustice. That is a basic, the basic message of the Mahabharata. You can't allow another person to cheat you. You also should not cheat anyone. At the same time, don't allow anybody else also to cheat you. If required, you should put in that effort to get whatever is due to you. Now, but why should there be a war? This was Krishna's thinking. Because if a war comes, so many people have to die and all that. So he went as a peacemaker to the Kaurava camp. And he tried reasoning out to Dhritarashtra, who was the father of Duryodhana. He even spoke to Duryodhana. So when he spoke to Dhritarashtra, he said, why are you saying okay to this war? Instead, give whatever is due to the Pandavas, the half the kingdom. Why are you doing this? You will only face destruction. All your people will die. Now Dhritarashtra accepts that. If you read the Mahabharata, he said, Krishna, wherever you are, there will be victory. But what to do? My son is not listening to me. You speak to Duryodhana. See, that itself is a weakness, because actually Dhritarashtra was the king. But he was so attached to his son. He had that weakness. He was unable to say no to his son right from young age. He was used to giving whatever his son was asking him, whether that was good for him or bad for him. He was unable to say no. That is attachment. So then Krishna thought, okay, there's no point in talking to Dhritarashtra now. So then he spoke to Duryodhana. And the reasons which he gave was very interesting. He said, Duryodhana, just imagine, after all this war, so many people will die from both sides, How is it going to give you happiness? See, the beauty of that advice which he gave Duryodhana was that he established, that is, he assessed what Duryodhana's level is, and he adapted this higher wisdom, the philosophy, to Duryodhana's level. He philosophized at his level. That is the beauty. We can see a beautiful application of this ancient wisdom. He didn't go to Duryodhana and say, Duryodhana, this kingdom, everything is an illusion. There is no happiness in this. Why don't you give whatever is due to Pandava? Because that is not Duryodhana's level. He understood that Duryodhana was very selfish. Therefore, a very interesting point Krishna makes there. What he says is, Duryodhana, just think about it, even from a selfish point of view. Let us only think about your benefit now. Forget about others. just take your benefit. Tell me, by fighting with Pandavas, what are you gaining? Instead, if you be friends with them, now just imagine if you both are friends. Now, nobody in the world can defeat you. Bhima is Bhima, Arjuna, all of them will help you only the moment you go friendly with them. But by fighting with them, now you're only going to cause a lot of destruction to yourself also. See, this is what is very interesting. Even from a selfish point of view, from your point of view, being friends with Pandavas is better for you. Why don't you think about it? Of course, in spite of all that, Duryodhana never listened to Krishna. That's a different matter. But as an avatar Purusha, whatever he had to do, he did without any expectations. That was the beauty of Lord Krishna. So he didn't talk of karma, and all that to Duryodhana. Then there would have been chaos there. Because Duryodhana was not at that level. He was a highly selfish, self-centered person. So he started giving this philosophy. He started explaining to Duryodhana that if you choose peace, it will give you a lot of benefits. With this thought of trying to harm the Pandavas, actually you're losing all those benefits which you can get. But of course, Duryodhana never listened to that because he was having too much of ego. And then when all options were removed, finally Krishna said, okay, you've chosen war. And if you've chosen that, destruction is imminent. He came back. So very interesting. Draupadi asks Krishna, when you know if they will not accept, then also why are you going as a peacemaker? Why did you go? He said, no, we have to do our duty, and it's my duty to show that clarity to the other person, give the other person an opportunity. Whether that person chooses or not, that's not under my control. Same thing only, even with respect to Arjuna. Arjuna was choosing the lower. He wanted to run away from the battle. He didn't want to do his duties. So he is providing Arjuna with that opportunity. See, this is, you're shirking your duties, that is akarma. Now choose karma. Now after all this, supposing, let's say Arjuna had said, no, Krishna, I want to go away. No. What will Krishna do? He's got nothing to lose. So a master always provides an opportunity to the student. Whatever level the student is in, it does not matter. At that level, he will philosophize and he will give an opportunity to choose something which is higher from that level. That is the beauty, that is the greatness of a master. See, you may know so many things, but a master is one who can communicate that at any level. When you have real clarity, you will be able to do that. So I remember when during my school days, there was a Max professor. He was not in our school, he was a university professor. But we used to go to him for studying mathematics, the higher mathematics. just out of interest. And he was amazing. The complex concepts used to be very simple when he was teaching. Anything, whether it's calculus or whatever it is you take, you give him a very complicated problem, he'll simplify it. Step by step he'll simplify it and you will arrive at the answer. And after he simplifies it, you will wonder, oh, this is so simple, why didn't it strike me? That capacity he had. He was a genius, So in life, it is not enough if you know so many things. You should know how to communicate it according to the other person's level. That is the key. So here is a classic demonstration of that. Lord Krishna, what was his state? He was an avatar, a direct manifestation of that infinite consciousness. Now, was he at the body level? He was way, way beyond the body. See, his experience is something which cannot be communicated in words. Yet, he is coming down to the level of Arjuna, to the level of the body, and he is talking about the maintenance of the body, something which he has no value personally. He is reveling in that ocean of bliss, which is what his true nature is. Yet, he knows Arjuna is at the body level. So, he is coming down and giving the application of this philosophy at this level. This is the greatness of any master. And it also shows the amount of love, unconditional love and compassion which Krishna had for Arjuna. He did not dismiss Arjuna saying, you are body conscious, you are useless. He didn't say all that. Okay, you are at that level today. Now I will give you an opportunity at that level so that you can move to the next level. Even from the standpoint of the body, you need to maintain your body to do anything. That is also not possible without action, Arjuna. Just as to Duryodhana I said, okay, you are so selfish today. Even from a selfish point of view, you will not gain anything from this. You will lose a lot of things. So all the great masters were like that. They had this wisdom, the entire wisdom from 0 to 100, because they were one with the infinite. But they gave out this wisdom very, very carefully according to the other person's level. That is the art of communication. And not only that, they exhibited infinite love, infinite compassion, and infinite patience when it came to guiding the students. They didn't dismiss the students just because they are at a lower level. With so much of affection, with so much of compassion, they brought down this wisdom to suit that person's level. And thereafter, of course, it is the choice which the student has to take. So if you go to a master, he is very clear. He will talk from your level and he'll tell you whatever is good for you. That is that which will take you to the next level. Choose that. He will suggest that you choose that, but he is not going to insist. He will not choose for you. Like recently, one girl asked me, I am in love with this boy. Yogishri, now you tell me, should I marry him or not? I said, it's not for Yogishri to tell you whether you need to marry him or not. But it is my duty to analyze and tell you, if you marry him, see whether the match is there, energy-wise. First, master sees whether energy-wise the match is there. Then only the other things. So if you marry, these are the consequences. So now it is up to you. It's your life and you need to choose. And if you are intelligent, you will choose the higher 3 criteria: happiness, benefit, and where you need to do some tapas, the effort which is involved. So, api, even the maintenance of your body is not possible without action. So we will see that part, Sharira Yatra, in the next session. It's a beautiful coinage. The simple translation is maintenance of the body, but actually if you go into the depth of this phrase, Sharira Yatra, it'll unfold the entire life before you. What is the very purpose of your life? Everything will be unfolded. It's amazing. We will see that in the coming sessions. So now, before we do the Nididhyasana meditation, I will take up one question which has come. This question has been asked by Parul Goel. Thanks, Yogishri, for today's powerful session. Your answer to Deepak ji's question has made me more confused. The idea of giving answers is to clear your confusion only. But sometimes, what you're calling as confusion is nothing but your thought process setting right. So my understanding was, when you have set to do sadhana on a particular problem or thought, it is that you think about it before the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana and try to decode or get an answer. But as you said today, you should do Yoga Sankirtan not with this bhavana, but to practice it to purify ourselves internally. Can you kindly guide? If I need to do any sadhana to find answers or decode for some questions or issues I have, or just leave it? Will it come automatically in sadhana? For example, I have an issue whenever phone rings at an odd time from a near one. First, negative thoughts come in the mind on what might have happened. My understanding was, if I bring this thought before doing Yoga Sankirtan and do sadhana, I will be able to get to the root cause. Is this the right way, or do I not need to do anything on it, or do it in a different way? With gratitude, Parul. This is another very practical question which she has asked. Now, first of all, that answer which was given to Deepak, that is different, and what you are asking is different. There is a mild difference there. See, he was talking about finding answers to questions in sadhana during meditation. Now, the real answers you will get only in meditation. So what the caution which I had given was, many a times your own mind projects an answer and you may think it is an instruction from the higher. So it's better to be careful. So that principle is true, but it's only applicable at a high level where you're able to become free from the influence or conditioning of your own emotions and thoughts. Now that is different, and what you're saying is different, which very clear from the example which you've given. See, you're having a particular issue in life. Now, how to resolve it? It is only through sadhana you can resolve it. So how should you do sadhana? Very, very simple. So first of all, have you understood the difference? Like, supposing a girl asks, should I marry that boy or not? Now she already is in a way, there's a lot of attachment, infatuation. Let us say she's infatuated with the boy. That is the emotion. Now she says, let me do the Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana and decide now. Actually, the very infatuation can influence her mind and it can project as if it's a higher instruction. Yes, maybe that boy is good, maybe that boy is not good. But the point here is, the answer which she is getting may be a projection of her own emotions. That caution was given. So, when it comes to decision making, see what he meant by answers and all that was in decision making and certain are the answers to certain questions. In those things, it's better to use analysis, logic, intuition. Those kinds of things are there with which you can come to a firm conclusion. It's better to walk on solid ground to start with. And as you grow spiritually, as you become an advanced yogi, so many things are possible, but we just can't emulate all that straight away. Because one mistake, we'd only be in trouble. Now what you are asking is, at your level, if you have an issue, should I resolve it through sadhana or not? Of course you should resolve. Sadhana is the way to resolve any issue. For example, you have said, if a phone comes from someone at an odd time, immediately the negative thoughts start coming, oh, has something untoward happened. I think after this COVID, many people are facing these kinds of issues because a fear has been triggered, the fear syndrome. A small cold a person gets, immediately they get, so they panic so much. Small headache, oh, could it be this, could it be that? And what is interesting is, if you do the internet search for anything, starting from headache to body ache to, supposing you have a pain in the ankle, now you do some internet research. They will say it can be a sprain, normal sprain, or it can be this, it can be that, it can be that. They'll go, it can even be bone cancer, they'll say. Now when you read it, your mind will get attached to that thing only, bone cancer. Immediately the fear will come. This is what has happened now. It's a sad thing. The unnecessary information you keep feeding, all those thoughts actually have started creating a lot of fear. So in this situation, how do you resolve it? Simple. See, when you sit for it, don't look to go to the root cause and all that. Our idea is not to dwell on the problem, but to get to the solution, to release these thoughts. So what you should do is, the right approach is, when you're doing the Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana, just briefly close your eyes, connect to the Guru Shakti. Just take a couple of deep breaths, connect to the Guru Shakti and say, I have this issue. Now, resolve this. Let this get released. Even the release told you, just I want a solution for this. Please resolve this for me. And then play the Yoga Sankirtan. Do the Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana normally as you would do on any other day. Don't start looking for solution halfway. Shivoham, that is going on. Has a solution come or not? Supposing you are checking inside, then you will come out of meditation. There should be no anxiety to resolve anything. Just in a casual way, do the sadhana. Now the Guru Shakti will work at a deeper level, and whatever factors which are responsible for that issue will all come out in the sadhana on its own, and it will get released. You just have to do the deep breathing. That factor may be released in the form of physical sensations, memories, vibrations sometimes. In any way, let the higher energy choose. You just do the sadhana in a relaxed way. So if you follow this simple principle, over a period of time, you will find all these negative thoughts will go away. So in this case, whenever the phone rings, this is happening. So you have put that intention. Now you do your sadhana normally. Now you will get all those incidents. Like the phone is ringing, automatically it will come. You should not artificially put it. If you don't get, no problem, just do the sadhana relaxed way. It may get released in some other way. But I'm only giving an example. The phone is ringing and that fear is there. So the fear emotion will manifest. Now what should you do? Just breathe through that fear. The Guru Shakti is working. The higher healing Shakti is cleaning up. Just keep doing the deep breath. After a while, that will go away. Continue with your sadhana. After that, some other factor related to that may come up. Some incident which has happened in the past, which may have contributed to that fear may come up. Whatever it is. Again, just do the deep breathing and leave it. So if you do sadhana in a relaxed way like that, there is a better chance of you releasing those unwanted factors. So is this clear? So Parul, there is nothing to be confused about. This wisdom is very clear. Depending on the context, I may say one thing there, one thing there. So understand the context. Deepak's question was different and what you're asking is different. Okay. So now we'll do the Nididhyasana meditation. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, I am becoming more and more relaxed. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I'm going deeper and deeper into myself. beyond this physical body, beyond these various emotions, beyond these thoughts lies my true, essential, higher self. My higher self is infinite. At any given point of time, I always choose the higher. I choose that which gives me long-term happiness and benefit. I choose to put in the required efforts. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So today we have seen a very powerful principle of choosing the higher over the lower. It is like a gold mine. You can apply it at any level, in any area of your life. So take it up as a homework. Reflect on that deeply and see how you can apply it in your life. Start off from the gross level, gross habits which you're right now following, the lifestyle which you're following. You can easily apply this there. Start that process. Don't straight away apply it at the thought level. You will find it very difficult. Then you leave off the principle, That's why. Okay. And there is one small announcement. Good news actually. The next Yoga Sankirtan material, Om Saravana Bhavadhyanam. The work is almost over. So we are going to have the release of that in the month of February 2024. The year is important because Yoga Sankirtan usually takes a lot of time, But with the grace of the higher, it has been possible within a relatively shorter period of time. So February 18th, Sunday, is going to be the release. Like last time, it will be from 10 a.m. Indian Standard Time live in the auditorium. The details, I think, will be provided by the organizers soon. It will be available in the websites and everywhere. And the telecast of that will be also done next day for people who are living in other countries and all that. But remember, the telecast is not meant for those who are in Chennai, definitely. Again, akarma, karma. Karma means relaxed and watching. That is laziness. Karma means put some effort and come there. The live experience is something which, when you get an opportunity, you should not miss. As we go along, let the information be provided by the organizers. After that, if you have any other clarifications, I will do that. So on that day, a lot of healing also will be given. The empowerment will not be given, but the healing Shakti will be invoked through that Om Saravana Bhava Dhyana Yoga Sankirtan material, and then the empowerment will be given later in the subsequent Yoga Sankirtan empowerment course. Okay. So thank you very much. Hari Om.